Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Saket. In this particular video, we are going to discuss about neural networks. So before moving on, a small request to like and share this video, and if you are new to my channel then please subscribe it. You can also hit the bell icon to get all the notifications of my latest videos. So let's move forward. So in the previous video we have discussed about hypothesis function. So in this video we are going to discuss about activation functions. So if you didn't watch my previous video, then I will highly recommend you to watch that video first and then come and watch this video. So let's move forward. So to understand activation function, we are going to take an example. So let's take an example of house price. So we are going to predict the price of house based on two input attributes. So these two input attributes are number of rooms and area of house. So we will consider them as x1 and x2. So in the previous video we have discussed about hypothesis equation. So this is the hypothesis equation for two input attributes. So the values of hypothesis equation can be anything according to the values of input attributes which we have provided. So the answer can be in negative and positive both, but we have to restrict our answer to only positive, as we already know that price of house can never be negative. So we have to put this equation, this hypothesis equation, into another function to ensure that it never becomes less than 0. So it's very important to put this particular function into another function so that the price of house will never give us a negative value. So it's illogical to say that the price of house is negative. So in order to do that, we need an activation function to justify our answer. So let's move forward. So through this graph you can easily understand that in the negative direction the value of the function is negative, is 0, and in the positive direction the value is equal to the value of input attributes which are applied. So here you can see that the value of g of x is equal to 0 when x is less than 0, and the value of g of x is equal to x when x is greater than or equal to 0. So such kind of function is called ReLU function. So through this graph you can easily visualize what is ReLU function and what are its properties. So now let's move forward. So here you can see that I have applied the activation function on my hypothesis function. So it's become 0 when h of x1 x2 is less than 0, and it's become equal to hypothesis function when h of x1 x2 is greater than or equal to 0. So here you can see that the h of x1 x2 is the hypothesis function and the g of h of x1 x2 is the activation function. Now you would have understood everything about the ReLU function. So now let's move forward. So we are going to take example of Titanic ship sinking again, which we have already discussed in the previous video. So now we are going to take two different input attributes to predict whether a person has survived or not survived the Titanic ship sinking. So the two input attributes are x1 equal to gender and x2 equal to age. So you can see that if the person has survived the Titanic ship sinking, then it will be represented by 1, and the person has not survived the Titanic ship sinking, then it's will be represented by 0. So here you can see that when the hypothesis equation is greater than or equal to 0, then the person has survived and it will be represented by 1 after applying the activation function. If the person has not survived and the hypothesis equation is less than 0, then the applied activation function will give us the value 0. So the answer is only restricted in the in 0 and 1 range. So it can be only 0 or 1. So now this kind of function is called step function. So here you can see that through this graph we can easily represent step function. So the value of step function is equal to 1 in the positive direction and the value is equal to 0 in negative direction. So I hope that you would have understood everything up till this point of time. So now we are going to predict the probability of whether the person has survived or not survived the Titanic ship sinking. We are not going to predict whether the person has survived or not. We are only predicting the probability of whether the person has survived. So it's different things, or in you can easily understand that it is different. So now let's move forward. So such kind of function is called sigmoid function. So we will predict the probability through this function only. So through this graph you can easily understand sigmoid function. So sigmoid function is restricted in the range of 0 to 1, as you already know that the probability of surviving or not surviving, when we add both the probabilities, the value is equal to 1. So the our answer whether the person is not survived or survived will restrict in the range of 0 to 1. It can be anything between 0 to 1, like 0.001, 0.0025, or whatever. So to represent this function in mathematical form, we can represent it in this form: 1 upon 1 plus e to the power minus x. So through this mathematical equation we can represent sigmoid function. So I hope that you would have understood everything up till this point of time. So that's it guys, that's for all for the activation function. So thanks for watching this video. I will be making more such videos for you guys, so stay tuned. Thank you very much.